So hi, welcome to End Credit Reviews, an episode after the credits on End Credit Reviews. This is Tyler this time from End Credit Reviews, and this is my review on the 2021 movie of Tom and Jerry. Now, this of course is not the first Tom and Jerry movie that's been made. There was that infamous animated one from the 1990s where Tom and Jerry sing and talk about how they don't want to fight each other anymore, which is pretty stupid. And then there were a bunch of other direct-to-video movies that I never even bothered trying to watch, but I gotta say, Tom and Jerry is a cartoon series that I absolutely love. I remember as a kid watching plenty of the cartoons on Cartoon Network, and I think also on Boomerang. I just love so many of those, and I binge watched as many cartoons as I could this whole entire month in preparation for the release of this movie. So the movie's about Tom and Jerry who cross paths and butt heads and end up at a hotel. There is a young woman who recently got employed, who's played by Chloe Grace Moretz, who tries to handle the chaos that these two are causing. So the movie was directed by Tim Story, who's best known for directing at least one of the Barbershop movies, as well as the very okay-ish Fantastic Four movies from the 2000s. But yeah, I'm still not gonna forgive the fact that they made Galactus a giant space cloud that was beyond stupid. What I liked about this movie is the fact that they made the characters animated, so it's not just Tom and Jerry, but every single animal in this movie is animated, so I did like that take on it. They try to make him animated. They didn't really try to go for the make him look realistic, uncanny valley, such as the original design on Sonic the Hedgehog or the infamous Cats movie from 2019. They maintained the charm of the hand-drawn animation while making it 3D in animation, so in a way it did remind me of this amazing Disney short called Paperman, which I highly recommend. I absolutely love that one, but also reminded me of the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where all the actors are human, but there's a lot of cartoon characters that coexist within this world. My biggest issue with this movie is of course the contemporary music. They should have really used the soundtrack from the 1940s, especially the whole, part where Tom's on a piano and he sees this one cat that he's into. And I don't know if you remember that episode where Tom plays like an instrument to impress that female cat. Is you is or is you ain't my baby, that one. And he should have played at least a cover of that. That would have been great, not some whatever pop song was popular at the time. But I'm just gonna say that 10-20 years from now, the whole soundtrack from this movie is not gonna age very well whatsoever. So aside from that, I did like how there were many side characters from the cartoons, such as Spike the dog and Butch the cat and Tools Galore. That's really the cat's name. I'm not kidding, I had to look that up. And also I did like how there's many other side characters that we saw briefly in the various other cartoons, which I did like that attention to detail. But I gotta break it to you, there is no Mammy Two Shoes. That was the maid character in the 1940s that a lot of people have accused of being a racial stereotype. But don't worry, I knew that there wasn't going to be anything offensive or any infamous blackface in this movie because Justin Trudeau was not in it, so I digress. I really liked all the slapstick that were references to the cartoons from the past, and it really did show that Jerry is kind of a dick. In the cartoons, half the time, he was the aggressor, and he steals this engagement ring from this married couple. I mean, it's not really they really, wants this for something like he's down on his luck. He just does it for his own vanity. So speaking of, the chemistry between Colin Jost, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, Jost or Jost, and Palvia Shardita, I'm not good with names, sorry folks. It's just that every time they were together, I just didn't really feel any sort of emotional connection between the two of them, at least when it came to their scenes together. They didn't really feel like an actual, loving couple. They just felt like two actors working together. And I know that Colton Joyce is from SNL, and I've always preferred Mad TV, and if you want to watch a bunch of unfunny skits where they just ramble on without a punchline, then SNL is for you. So as for the movie itself, I thought it was enjoyable every time Tom and Jerry were doing their slapstick, but I don't think it deserves to have the same IMDb rating as Wonder Woman 1984, but I gotta say that a lot of the music really does bring it down. So as for Tom and Jerry, I would give it about 2.5 stars out of 4. So anyway, thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of After the Credits on Anchor Reviews. I hope to make a lot more in the future. Please like and subscribe.